what I'm freaking talking about.
Fireworks, folks, new leader, 17 pounds and 5 ounces for Hunter Sales, the head coach of the Carson Newman fishing team.
Hi guys, what is up? Hunter Sales here, going over something today that I believe most people spend next to zero amount of time on, and that's waypoint management. I've ran Lowrance, I've ran Humminbird, I've ran Garmin. By far the best software currently on the market is the Lowrance units to be able to organize these waypoints. I know Humminbird's new series, I think it's the Venture. Don't quote me on that, but I think it's supposed to be able to kind of compete with Lowrance's technology. But today I'm using a Lowrance fish finder to organize my Humminbird waypoints from last year. I'll show you how I do that, which if you also have just Lowrance units, this will be a great tutorial. I'll also show you how I store those on my computer, my SD card setup, and how I stay organized year to year, both with labeling them. That way at any given time on my graph, I only have the lake that I'm fishing. That way you can stay organized, your fish finders run smooth, and you don't lose waypoints year to year. So hopefully a lot of great tips and stuff that I'll show you guys today that'll help you stay more organized and be more efficient with the time that you get to spend on the water. All right, so the first thing I'll show you is I saved my Humminbird waypoints from last year onto this SD card here, which I have plugged into my computer. Like I said, it doesn't matter if you have a Mac or a PC, but you'll go here to the side, click on your SD card. You'll have this file named Matrix. Now this file, data.hwr, that's actually where your data is stored for your waypoints. And so I like to use this website called gpsvisualizer.com. You'll go here to choose the file, go over to the same SD card matrix and click on this data.hwr. You can see it's got size to it, whereas like the data.hit has 0 bytes, which means it doesn't really contain any data. And so this HWR, you'll click upload here, and then choose your output format. Now I like a GPX file because it seems to be pretty universal. Google Earth will use that. Lowrance will read that. A lot of different stuff will read that GPX file. And then you simply click convert. Once you click convert, it will pull up a bunch of stuff here, but really what you're looking for, this link right here, you'll hit download. Once you download that, it'll pop up in your downloads section, which on a Mac, it's down here in the bottom left. And so what I would do, this is kind of just a sample because I've already done this once, but what I would do, I would go back here to the SD card main page, not inside of the matrix, and I would grab this file and simply drag it into the SD card. And now what that will do is that will create a file to where when you pull that up on your Lowrance unit, it will show the data. And that's going to be important because of what I show you later about how a Lowrance can actually take that file and break it down by lake, so you can save it in individual lakes. But that's kind of the first step in taking your Humminbird waypoints from a mass file and being able to start organizing them using your Lowrance. Now I'm actually going to erase this because I have already got this data saved on my computer. If you want to see kind of what I've got right here, I've got some different folders. And I've already named that Converted 2024, so I know that when I pull it up on my Lowrance, it'll be my 2024 waypoints. This one, I believe it's got a question mark. I think it's from 2022. And so you'll just see that's kind of how I have it right now, but I definitely will have that broken down better by the end. This is kind of what it'll look like. This is at the end of 2023. I've got all these different lakes, right? Bugs Island, Chesapeake Bay, the Lowrance waypoints, East Tennessee, Erie and St. Clair, you fall out, and you kind of get the point there. I don't have to go through all that, but you'll see how that's how I have it broken down. So at any given point, I can take these and then plug it into Humminbird PC if you are a Humminbird user, and transform those back into a Humminbird file to be able to upload to a Humminbird unit. Now, if you're a Lowrance user, all you have to do is just download you would drag this back to your SD card, plug it in, and it would be good to go. And you could delete the rest of the stuff off of your fish finder. One other cool thing that I'll show you really quick, if you don't know what you have converted, if you really don't know what waypoints you had on a certain card or whatever, this GPS visualizer will actually map this data for you too. So you can click Google Earth here, and what it'll do is it'll download, it'll create another link just like that here that you can click, and then that will download to your computer. You see it pop up over here. You'll then click on that, and it will open Google Earth I don't remember which waypoints are actually on this card, so this will be good to see. But it'll pull up your waypoints on Google Earth here. So this is on the St. Johns River. When I went down in pre-practice this year for the NPFL, and you can go through these and actually see, you know, all the different stuff that is on this exact chip, right? So this will be 2024 only waypoints for me. You can see it at a lot of places that the NPFL went. I'm sure Saginaw Bay will be on here as well. It's actually not. So this is everything before the NPFL went to Saginaw Bay. You see me and my dad took a trip up here to Lake Ontario. My brother was with us as well. And so you see those waypoints on there. So I'll organize these and label them. That way I can go back and pull each individual lake. But it's definitely cool how you can use this Google Earth tool to kind of show you what you've got on each card as well. So this is on the Lowrance unit. This is on the chart screen. You can see a ton of waypoints that are on this graph. That's actually Hartwell. You can go down to where we just ended the season for the NPFL in Columbia, South Carolina, which I'm over here in Alabama now. In Columbia, South Carolina, you'll see Lake Murray, a ton of waypoints here. And this is my dad's boat, so I don't want to lose any waypoints. I'm gonna back the full files, all the stuff that's on the unit right now up first. And so I'm gonna go to storage. I'm gonna go to waypoints. And then you'll see there's 4,774 waypoints that are on the unit right now. I'm gonna hit export. This is gonna export all of these. So I'm gonna hit export, and I'm gonna go to this top memory card, which is the one I just put in, and I know it's blank. And I'm gonna put, for file name, dad 1425. It's crazy to say, we just started a new year, but that'll tell me that that's the full file off of this unit first. Okay, so now all those units, you should be able to go into memory card top, and you'll see this file, dad1425.usr. Now what I'm actually gonna do in order to start dividing this up, and this, I won't show you all of this, but this is gonna be an example of what I'll do. I'll go to export region. Let's say I wanna pull Lake Murray off of this, which I do. Then I'll drag this box here, this red box, around the lake, right? And I'll hit export, which is over here. Export that, export here, memory card top, okay. And then it'll say, do you want to overwrite essentially or create a new file? I'll create a new file, and I'll name this file, I'll name it Lake Murray 1425. And that'll tell me that's when those waypoints are from. So then I'll hit enter, and you can see the hourglass here, it's working on that. And that will finish up in just 1 second. And then you can go back to storage just to make sure, memory card top, and you'll see that. And so I'm actually gonna go through this fish finder, and everything that I wanna pull off and separate, I'm gonna do that way, right? So I'm gonna make a couple different lakes, and then I'm actually going to erase the entire card, and you'll be able to pick how you load those waypoints back into the unit. So for example, if everything was erased and I wanted to import this, you would click here and then import. And that way, if the whole thing was erased and I only wanted to load my Lake Murray cards, you could import Lake Murray, fish, do what you want to do, mark new waypoints, and then export Lake Murray back to an SD card and keep it stored that way. And so really simple, easy way to divide your waypoints up using the software of a Lowrance unit. All right, so now you can go in to storage. You actually can't because I took the SD card out. I always do that before I erase files. Just kind of makes me feel better. But let's put it back in just to show you memory card top, and you can see every lake that I fished in 2024. I have divided up here with different files. That way I can keep all of those waypoints back on my computer. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to eject this SD card. Let me get this out here. Okay, got that SD card out. Then what you can do is you can go to Waypoints, and you can go to, it's scary to do, I don't like doing it, but you can go to delete all, okay? And you're gonna hit yes, and it's going to delete all of those waypoints. You'll see, 10,000 have been deleted. You can purge it if you want to. It clears up a little bit of extra. This 2.5, that purge would clear that up. I'm not worried about the 2.5 megabytes, so I'm going to leave that how it is. Then what you can do is you have a completely clean graph, right? And so then what you'll want to do going forward when you go fishing is you'll put the SD card back in, you'll see it pop back up. You would download wherever you're going fishing, use it for that week, export the region that you used, overwrite if you want to. Let's say I went to Cherokee, I would export at the end of it, overwrite this Cherokee and Douglas, change the date, and I would know that I had those waypoints updated. I would do the same thing, clear the unit, and that way you've got a unit that has nothing on it, and you can see just how fast and responsive this thing does. Great. You know, there's no delay in anything that you do. I don't have a map card in it right now, but it'll do great cycling between screens and stuff like that. Okay, so the next step of what I would do is I'm going to come here, I'm going to make a new folder. I'm going to name this folder that you see pop up right here. I'm going to name it 2024 Waypoints. Kind of hard to type with one hand. You get that named. Okay, boom. So it's going to sit right there in Documents. Then you go here to the SD card that you got, and you see all of those files. I just plugged it straight in, and you see all of those files that you just named on that Lowrance unit. So then you're going to copy these, copy those units over into this new folder that you just made, and bang, they're all up there. You can completely wipe that SD card out if you want to. Sometimes, depending on how important they are, I keep a backup in case my computer ever went down. And then that would be right here. So now I'd pull this folder down, and now you've got your 2023 waypoints with all the different lakes that you fished. And then you can go back to your 2024 waypoints. And so now, you know, let's say I ever wanted to, download this file here, Gunnersville. I would grab Gunnersville, I'd pull it to the SD card. You can see that plus sign, and that would load it directly onto the SD card. I'd plug that right back in the Lowrance unit, and it would work properly. Now, if I was going to load one of these 2024 waypoints into a Humminbird unit, I would have to download a Humminbird PC, which will not run on a Mac. It'll only run on a PC unit. But I have that on a different computer where I would drag this over to Humminbird PC. Humminbird PC will convert that Lowrance file back to a Humminbird file, and then you can load it onto your unit. So a little bit of an extra step there if you've got a Humminbird unit. But really, you know, it keeps the files safe and allows you to, to be super organized with your files. So hopefully that helps you guys out. Drop a comment below if you got any questions. I know that's a lot of info, can kind of be over your head if you're not careful. So drop a comment below, and I'll do my best to answer your questions. But that's how I keep track of my waypoints. And I'll give you a little bonus here. I got this case off of Amazon. You can see I label all the different cards, whether it's, what map card it is, whatever, 2023 full waypoints, and they have these cool little stickers that kind of correspond with whatever you stick in there. So that's what I do. And then these, I have no idea what they are. I need to get those figured out. All right, thanks guys. See ya.